All right, guys, cool stuff. So, for those that are new in this class, first time people, hi, welcome. Hi, welcome. Happy you're here. I Ooh, the ghost in the walls. Uh, what's going on? Who is it? So, I do stream in this class. So for whatever reason, you can't be in class or you miss class, you could watch it either live at home in bed. Sick, I hope not. Um, and there's, uh, or you can also watch it later. It's all recorded. I won't show anybody's faces, so everyone's identity is safe if you're worried about that sort of thing. Don't blame you.
Feds are after you.
Yeah. Okay. So, so I'm just gonna go ahead and send out the link for everybody. But it's also just going to be on my own YouTube, which is Doing Art Good. That's the name. That's all you gotta do is do good. But this is kind of a funny name. Let's see.
But it stands out, because it's different.
So here we go. Just gonna throw it over. I think that's this semester, and I'm just gonna throw it to everybody. Live online. And here we go. Okay, so that should all be sent to everyone's emails. Hello. Okie dokie. Now everyone can see me on the screen too, so that's good. Also, if you're at home, you can also write in the chat. And then there's also like comments and stuff after it's recorded. I'd love to look through that stuff, and anytime you guys have anything to say, questions or anything, you can message stuff on there or even message me on Canvas. But YouTube is much easier to get all signed on, I think. So yeah, good stuff. Also, for those new in class, let me just go ahead and get your name. I can mute the mic. Unmute it. So I'm teaching with gouache, which is a relative of watercolors. And maybe I should stand up. So the thing with gouache and watercolors is that they're very similar to mud, or like they stain things. So they like stain into the paper, or they're like mud and they sit on the paper, and you can kind of smear them around after they're dried, get them wet again, smear them around. If you're used to using acrylics, which we did last semester, also if you've ever done any sip and paint, had a little wine and painted with somebody telling you how to do everything. I also teach that. That's all done with acrylic. And when that dries, that turns into Legos, basically. Plastic, which you can't get wet. You play with Legos in the bathtub, at least you did when you were a baby. So that's the main difference there. So if you're working with acrylics, there's some similar things, but once that dries, you can't really reactivate it. Whereas watercolors and gouache, there's some things you can do to reactivate it. Okay, so and one more thing. So I don't know if you guys are really enjoying this class, and I give everybody every week. I don't know if you have seen the resume. Where is it? No, wait, no, not resume. Thinking about my life situation. Here we go. We got paint. I'll show it to share. So here's the syllabus. I don't have any printed copies on me. I have 1,000 at home. If you guys want it, I can bring it in either next week or possibly it's in my car. I don't think so though.
You've already emailed this though.
Yes. So this is all, you can see it on Canvas, which you'll see right here. Emeritus 225 52470. And you can see there's the syllabus, there's the materials, there's gouache, teacher tier, gouache mint tier, watercolors, fancy watercolors, and then the watercolors less than fancy, but should be good. And then these are Amazon lists. So you can just go to this. You're like, okay, I want this, be sure to read the notes. Important, only choose blah, blah, blah. We talked about this last week. But for those teacher tiers, expensive. See, it says expensive. But very enjoyable. And I've said all this over with recording. Whoa, that's cool. But on the syllabus here, in this small text, it says art challenge. And so every week I throw down a new art challenge. Not quite homework, they're challenges. They're fun. And you can do them with friends, you can do them with classmates, you can do it outside of class, and show it off when you come into class. It's a good time. Let me just mute my phone. Shut up. Thank you. So last week, I wrote down decorate your sketchbooks with acrylic paint or stickers or fun stuff to glue. Did anyone do that? Anyone? Yeah? Let's check it out. What you got? Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's so cute. Can I show it off?
Sure.
All right. Ooh, it's just taped on. That's just glued on. That's wicked. That's so cute. Very normal. That's, gosh, dang. That's one piece of paper right there. Wow. That's a thin. Did you cut out that paper?
I did.
Wow. That's impressive. Should I throw it on the computer so everyone can see it? Yeah. People at home can see it too. Look at that. It's so cute. I love all the colors. It's so simple. This is great. Well, I'm excited to see what you do in this class. Wow. Not much. That's too fun. It's a good way to make things personal, you know? All right. Hello. Okie dokie. Yes. But you did it too? Should we? Yeah, it is.
I had only orange and blue.
He made it happen though. It looks like you got some blue in there.
Blue and sparkle in it.
This is great. You can see here. Oh, the sparkles. Look at that. We try to get that sheen, sheen, sheen. These are so cute. I love that. Anyone else? Show it off. I don't know. Are these what why fish?
I didn't know it's trying to do oil.
Okay.
And I wanted to put Japanese somebody.
That's so cute. I love koi fish. The water, so very pretty. I love it. Well, so if you guys are interested, next week the challenge, or this week challenge is creating gradients of all your colors. So maybe not as fun. So maybe you could get back to that decoration of the sketchbook if you like, but I did mine too, but it doesn't count, I don't think, right? I'm just the teacher. Yeah. I don't have it. Somewhere. Gotta dig in. Huh? Yes. Oh, here it is. I kind of chose one of my favorite colors, green, and I was just doing a bunch of gradients, and I was like, gradients are pretty. Don't have to think too much about that. It's not quite done. I used some cheap acrylic paint, so might have to do a few more layers. All right, let's get down to it then. Are we ready? Aye, aye, Captain. Okay. So today, we're going to be exploring a few different things. We're going to be kind of painting pretty thin today, very watercolory, kind of seeing how, gouache can act like watercolors. And so for those who are just using watercolors, you can kind of understand how to use that and how to use a palette. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing. Right. So the other art teacher who's teaching here in the morning, let's see. Israel Lopez. Let's see. Painting. Let's see. Okay. That's Israel Lopez. Let's try this. It's not like me where I can just type it in.
The one with the bow tie.
Yeah. Oh, this is him?
Yeah.
Oh, he looks cute. He looks like a sweet guy. He's the other teacher here. I'm trying to find the time. Do you know the time? 9:30?
9:30 to 11.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's just a 2-hour class.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, and it's here this morning on Wednesdays?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Needs more students.
yeah, he needs more students. Like my boss is trying to get some people over there and share the class. The school's kind of pushing extra time there. So all these challenges that I'm talking about, it's a great space to work on that stuff. What kind of stuff is he teaching in the class?
Well, today we learned this technique and how to make gradients, and we did a few. Then we're going to add on to it later on. Here's a gradient that I did.
Okay,
A cool yellow and a warm red.
nice,
Watercolor too.
Watercolor. You
nice.
can do this, I think, with wash too.
Okay.
So,
Nice. Yeah, it's gonna for a few people today. It's gonna like, oh yeah, I've done this before. So feel free to make it your own. And when you start getting used to some things, it's like, maybe there's always more to learn, even if you're doing the same thing over again. I've done it plenty of times, the same thing over and over again. So, if you guys are at all interested in joining that class, just have that extra bit of time, learn something from Israel. I heard he's a great teacher. He could use the help for me. Yeah.
and if
So,
you can show up first class and do the things you're doing here if you want.
yeah.
Impress Bryce there with your diligence.
Yeah. Or take my challenges and do them over there. That's fun. But all right, so lots of things to talk about. So you guys got materials to work with. Let's do it. Let's get down to it. So just kind of head count. Who's working with gouache? Raise your hand. Okay. And who's using watercolor? Wow, it's really okay. It's really split down the middle there. Okay. So today we're going to be only using the biggest brush we have. So if you have, yep, use it. Yep. Whatever you have, whatever's the biggest brush you own. What you got? It's so small. Okay, that's embarrassing. It's loaner. Oh man, I got some brushes in my car. I could run out and get, but
Oh, that'll work out.
yeah, that'll be good. Good. Got that. Nice.
Sandra. Sandra? Nice to meet you. I thank you.
Okay. Okie dokie. So, that's a different one. What is that? Hi.
Small paper or large paper?
We're gonna be using watercolor paper. So we're not really gonna be. So we don't want to use the multimedia. That's kind of for like sketching and stuff. We're gonna be getting it pretty wet, so it's got to be sturdy paper, real strong. Okay. Here we are. Perfect. So this is the painting. All right. This will be the painting that we will be inspired by today. Okay, here we go. Now, again, when you're painting, you're creating artwork, right? And in artworks, they don't look like pictures, right? So we shouldn't expect it to look anything like this. Maybe we can be inspired by what we see, but we definitely want to take just a few of the things that we like from it and kind of hone in on what we like. So to find this image, I'm currently using Pinterest, which I really like to recommend, just because of the sheer amount of artists that use it and share images and images that are references that they refer to when they're creating fine works of art. It doesn't even have to be of these particular things, but they do study images just like this to create works of whatever they want, whether that be you know, a wild story. I would just type in beautiful landscape of sea and sky at sunrise on Pinterest, and that should pop right on up. So, using digital photos would really help. And I have it searched up on my phone here. Where did it go? So I just type in beautiful. You can kind of see it here. Beautiful landscape of sea and sky at sunrise. Next week, I'm going to send links. I'm so sorry. Okay, there it is. First thing, pops right on up. So now I can have it on my phone, right next to it. This is sunrise. Okay. On the paper here, I have a piece of tape going right down the middle. I'm using the brand that I had on Amazon. It's been working really well. Haven't had one ripped paper yet, but if you're using other tape, you might have problems. So, but maybe you won't. Sometimes tape's good. All right. Let's grab our biggest brush here.
How many paintings are we gonna do? Is it just the one of cathedrals or different ones? I'm trying to figure out how to budget the paper.
So I split this paper right down the middle here. This is the largest paper here. If you have something smaller, you could always just use the whole paper and then use the back side. You can always flip it around. So for watercolor paper, there's different types of watercolor paper. Some people have very rough paper. I really love rough paper. You might think, oh, it's all bumpy and terrible, but it's really nice to work with and it hides a lot of mistakes. A really rough cold press paper, but I have here just hot press, so it's really smooth. It's just like you're ironing it out. Hello. So when you iron something out, it flattens it. That's how you can kind of remember hot press, cold press. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna do it to the right. So I'm making it nice, tall, and skinny. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I did want to do. Yeah, let's get to this. So, starting off here, we're gonna do something called wet on wet. So, what you're gonna do is, I'm gonna be focused. I usually focus on the farthest points and work your way forward. Unless that farthest point is really, really dark and that closest point is really light. We'll get into that. But for this painting here, can everyone see the TV okay? Over there? You can see it okay? Okay. So I'm going to be starting with a sky here and possibly even all this orange glow here as well. We'll just do the sky. It's all good. All right. So for those who are using the thin calligraphy, the long calligraphy brushes, you could use two parts, and this is the same with every other brush too. There's a few parts of the brush that you can use. There's the tip, which is very, very thin. And you can see here with this thin one, this long one, when you turn it to the side, it's very thin. But as you turn it, it gets wider and wider and wider, right? Now with this, you can turn it all you like. It's not going to get wider or thicker. But if you tilt it or put more pressure down, it will get thicker. Let's try to see here. It's going to get thicker and thicker and thicker. Now, let me just go ahead and change the angle. And now I can use all that surface, all of that. This is what you call the belly of the brush right here. It's the belly. And so you got the belly and the tip all going in at once. And so you can get optimal surface area. Whereas this, huh? So this is a round brush. Yes, this is a round calligraphy brush. This, you'll have to just turn your brush to make it thicker and thicker. So I oftentimes kind of practice kind of tilting and turning that brush to kind of get that optimal angle. So I can go thick or thin if I'm going this way. See that? And so when you go wide, it's kind of like a good blend. It's a good blending brush. But I really love using this calligraphy brush, so that's what I'll be using. But basically, think about those movements, kind of wide brush, whatever. So let's go ahead and get this going. We've been talking too much. Yes, we have. So let's get to it. All right, we're just gonna go get it nice and wet here. Now, when we get it wet, I'm gonna go from the middle and on the way up. I don't have tape. Let's see.
I ordered
Find
it.
it.
It's gonna be
Okay.
Sunday.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Oh, here. Good. Yeah, bring it back. All right, so I gotta get it wet, bring it all the way up.
How wet?
Now
Sloppy wet?
we don't want it to be puddling. If we see puddles, that's no bueno. So I can kind of see it sheening, but there's no puddles. If I move it, we're not going to see that water move. All right. Okay. Cool. So I'm seeing a little puddles, but that should be okay. I have this paper towel right next to me at all times. Get this up again. So we're going to start here with the warms. Now, you usually want to start off with the warms here. Okay. Light and warms, because once you go warm, oh my goodness, I'm really jumping in. Here we go. All right, so I got my paints here. Do people have their paints out? Okay. Sorry. I think I'm just jumping the gun today.
When you put it in that container, do you take all of it out of the tube?
Just whatever fits on there. Sorry, guys. Okay. Huh? Yeah, you could take both of those. Yeah. Okay. It's not gonna come apart. It's stuck. Yeah. Okay. Now, okay, here we go. So I got all my colors out here. For those who have gouache, did we put it in the little bin yet? The little container? Yeah? No?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay. All right. No worries.
Can you tell us what the colors, orange, yellow?
Yes. So we'll be using this warm yellow, which is like a closer to like a cadmium yellow. Otherwise known. I don't know, there's a million names for some of these things, but this is a warm yellow. This is like a lemon yellow, very light yellow. We got a hot red, and we got either a cool red or magenta. If you don't have purple, you can make purple with magenta. So that's purple. There's magenta. And then we got this deep, dark, ultramarine blue. And we have this lighter, closer to turquoise, kind of sky blue. Maybe it's called primary blue. And then we got like this kind of spring iris green. And next to that, we got this blue, deeper blue, cool green. Very, very fun. And then we got a black. And I did take out 2 white paints. I'm just going to pull out whatever colors I have on top of there. Kind of wipe those down. See, I kind of get them dirty a little bit, and then I just kind of pull out the colors. So I do kind of lose some paint that way, but I don't know. This is just, there we go. Pull that out. Okay, cool. So I like to try to keep one for cool colors and one for hot colors. Looks like I got a little bit of cool colors in there, but that's all right. I'll just pull it out. So hot colors, when we talk about hot colors, there we go. So hot colors, it's kind of this line here. So it's okay. It'll dry. We kind of need to figure this out first. Shoot. And we also need water spritzers too. Okay. But everything from here, this is all gonna be very warm kind of colors. So even this blue violet, it's gonna have a bit more red in there than just the blue. And all this here and all the way up, those are all gonna be very warm kind of colors. Especially over here. This is hot as hot colors. These colors here are usually like the first kind of colors that you're gonna be doing. All right. So now that we know warm and cool colors, we got our colors all down here. That's okay. I'm gonna get it wet again. That's what paper does. It gets wet, it gets dry. And so same thing with my color, my palettes here, is I like to have one area for warms, at least. So this will be kind of for cool, and then one area for warms. Usually I have a whole area for just green because green is a battleground. There's so many variations of green on there. And then I have another area of grays here, which we'll get into some grays and how to get some grays. All right. Cool. As you're painting, we're going to be spritzing our paint fairly regularly with water. So make sure that you have your little spritz out. If you don't have spritzers, you can always get a brush and kind of drip some water right on top, kind of using that as like a eyedropper sort of thing.
Can the paints be left in that case like that over long
Yes.
periods and they won't dry out?
No, they won't dry out. It's great. So that's why we really recommend. It's like it's a necessary thing. Yeah, we won't be using this palette too much today. So let's get into it. Let's do it. Are you ready? Let's have some fun. All right, so back to getting it wet. It's all dry now, so I'm gonna get it wet again. You can do that with paper. I'm using the belly of my brush here. Try not to use too much water here. Okay. I see some of my paper is already kind of warping. Now, if I see any big puddles, like this might be a little too wet here. I'm gonna go ahead, dry my brush off a little, wipe it down a little. There we go. And let's go ahead, get started with some of those warm colors. We're gonna go ahead and pick up some of that white first. And start down here. For watercolor people, you don't really need to worry about that white. And I'm just gonna go pull in just a little bit of that warm cadmium yellow, and that's gonna be kind of mixing in there. So that's a nice warm cadmium yellow. And I'm just gonna kind of extend it out there. So we're starting off with something very light and going up and out there. And pull in some of this hot red here from the outside, kind of rotate around it. I'm already seeing that there's a lot of, like, almost too much moisture here. I'm gonna go even more yellow here. I can just really squash out that moisture. I can suck it up. When I suck it up, I can also suck up that color there. There we go. So it's pretty big here. And I'm just gonna kind of pull it up and out over here. And as I go farther, I can wipe some of this paint away from my brush. And I can just kind of pull it up, and it's because there's less paint on my brush, it's gonna get weaker and weaker as I bring it up and over. And I'm gonna get some extra bit of this hot red right here. Straight line. And something you can do is I can have nothing on my brush at all except just a bit of moisture. And I can pull this up by brushing over it a few times and painting upward. Yeah, this is a hot red. So this is like very like reddish orange. So it's all mixing on my paper here. Looks good. Mm-hmm. All right. I think so. I'm going to be taking it when I brush. I make it go all the way off the paper here and all the way into that that tape that I have. It's pretty important because if you don't do that, then you're going to be you're going to have these weird little white areas off to the side here. All right, so I'm going to throw in a bit more of this red off to the side here. And how light and fire always works is starts off white, it goes yellow, then it goes red. It's just like and I'm going to go pull in some of this red up here and pull it out. You can see when it's in that wet zone, it spreads pretty easily. All right. And I'm going to go ahead, get my brush nice and clean here. I can squeeze out that paint. And I'm going to go ahead and suck up that moisture there and check this out. Only while it's wet, I can kind of wipe away these clouds here. See it happening? Yeah. And it's really important when you're painting something to have things go off the edge, because when you do that, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, this is there's something going off the edge here. This is a bigger picture. There's a bigger world out there, you know? Whereas if you have something just staying inside the confines of your painting, then there's no reason for the person looking at your artwork to believe, oh, there's something else going out inside this world. No. All right, so I can kind of pull that out there. All right. So I can go ahead, make sure it's still wet. Looks like it's getting a little dried up here. So maybe I'll just pull in some water with a clean brush. How am I doing on speed? Too fast? Just good? All right, cool. So get this nice and moist. Make sure this is moist. If it's not moist, then it's not gonna be as soft. And I'll show you guys what I mean by that later on. All right, so I'm gonna get some of this kind of turquoisey sky blue here. Now, if I just went straight from here onto here, it's gonna be too strong. So, but if I kind of started from the top, moved my way down, it'll get weaker as it gets towards the bottom there. So let's get some of this blue here. So there's the blue. Maybe I need even more. And
Do you need, the brush needs to have a lot of water or no?
it needs to be moist. See, the paper's already wet.
Okay.
So you don't want it to be too wet. Yes. And there we go. And you see how what happens is that naturally the paint in my brush starts going away. And I get lighter and lighter. And maybe I'll even go in with more paint, but I always start at the top. Okay. Maybe I'll just do this. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and get some deeper blue up in here. And so this is a really good way to kind of create more of a world that has a bit more 3 dimensions by making sure that you kind of have these edges be a bit darker than what's going on in the middle. In photography, there's a word for that. Does anyone know? Where it's dark on the outside? Vignette. I knew it was French. Yes. A vignette is where it's dark on the outside. And you could use that for so many things. Portraits, artworks. And look, I'm adding a bit of a curve here. Sometimes people will do all sorts of different brush strokes. Again, this is a painting. This is your own thing. When you find an image that inspires you, like a sunset image like this for me, find a way to kind of make it your own. Do some weird little things. See, I'm just kind of throwing in some really light brush strokes here. This is painting very similar to watercolor. Bless you. Bless you. Next one, I'm not gonna say it. Two's my limit. All right, how we doing? Who's having some troubles? Now, if I got a second brush here, I can go over it with a nice clean brush. And see here, this is where I can kind of clean up some of these lines. And look how smooth I can get this. Look at this. Started somewhere light, moved my way upward into that darkness. Because if I brought that darkness down into that light, that's going to murk it up. And if I do that back and forth enough, then you're going to start seeing stripes.
Is that with a wet brush or a dry brush?
This was dry. This was dry, but I would say if the page is wet, don't get any more wet. But if it's dry, then you can't really work with it. Once it dries, gouache is a little different. Once it dries, then you can kind of do another layer or so. All right, so down here, if you can see in the picture, it goes like really bright here, and maybe there's like a quick little cloud here that's kind of, and this is still that same kind of blue here. Now, it's really blue, but I'm gonna actually do something crazy here. Now I'm gonna use my palette. If you don't have a palette, you could use the little plastic thing above the watercolors. And this is one of my favorite color combinations is this deep blue. Can I throw that in? Oh shoot, I should have done it the other way around. Whatever. And this orange, this brown here. Now, what is brown besides? It's just a dark orange, really. And if we look at the color wheel, what's the opposite of orange? Blue. That's the opposite. That's complementary. So if we got this blue here, what do you think would happen if I got this brown into it? You'd get not quite mud. I mean, it's a little more fancy than mud, but it's a nice kind of shadowy color. You see this everywhere. It's like the best shadow. I mean, if you mix this deep enough, you could get a very close to black, but that's going to give you closer to that neutral gray. See that neutral gray? Anytime you kind of mix right in the between, perfectly in the middle, you're going to capture that neutral gray eventually. But every opposites kind of have their own different flavors and they do different things.
If we have gray in our watercolor, just use gray.
No! Make your own.
What was it again? What were the two colors?
I had
Orange and.
ultramarine blue with this burnt sienna, aka reddish brown, and deep blue. If you don't know art terminology like me, I'm a nerd.
Where is this color going?
So this is gonna go right underneath the sun here. So this is gonna be like kind of on top of that orange there, and it's really dark. So if I added a bit of water to my mixture here, and a bit more, kind of pull it away from each of the puddles, see how it kind of changes? I always pull out, not in the middle, but always on the outside. Pull it out and see that? It's going to be a little lighter and it's going to be much more transparent. And now these are very hard edges. So if I got my second brush a little bit moist, I can kind of pull some of these up and get rid of those hard edges and see that kind of blending in there. Is that hard to see? Kind of see it blending now. It gets a little too wet there.
So your second brush is wet or dry? When you try to lift the color.
So when I bring this hard edge, get it a little wet, and pull it up, see it kind of goes away. Compared to something like that, you can see how I can kind of pull it up. So I can get to the bottom, pull it on up. And again, I'm thinking about that light. It's gonna be darker away from it. That's exactly what's happening in the picture. Except this gray is a little boring. Maybe I'll throw in some more blue. Because I know that there's two colors in here. I can kind of play around with that. And again, right? This is your painting. So you can kind of have some fun with colors here. As long as, you know, whatever's light stays light and stuff like that. Maybe, shoot, now I'm getting saucy with it.
And you just
Having
put a
some
little
fun.
bit up in the sky, you said that's darker color. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. So I get my brush just a little bit wet because my paper is already a little wet. So maybe it's too wet. Okay, then maybe let it dry. You can kind of.
Not yours.
That's okay. All right, here we go. We're good. Oh. It's just a painting, guys. I'm doing these quick little strips here. Right. Yeah. We'll have some fun later on. You guys can kind of find a picture yourself and kind of do it your own way. But, you know, this is just a fun little way of how I would do this. All right. That looks good. I'm happy. I mean, shoot. Maybe yours has more yellow. Might be better than mine because I kind of wish I had more yellow in mine. But maybe I'll throw some more yellow in. What the heck? Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Threw some yellow in there. Just be careful. You don't want to touch that blue. Be really careful when I'm doing this. This is surgery. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's get to the water, shall we? So I know that I see a lot of blue in this water, but there's a lot of glow from the sun coming off that water. Because water is reflection. So whatever you see happening in the water is probably happening similarly in the sky. Of course, with the water, you got reflection coming from different locations. So follow that same rule. What are we going to do? Warm first, of course. Not everyone at once. All right, let me get some of that warm yellow and white. See, I'm keeping them separate. And shoot, maybe I'll even throw in some of this red here. So for those who are doing watercolor, it's good to make a nice good pile, nice good puddle of that color before you get going in, especially if it's a really large area. Oh man, some crazy like Halloween angle going on here. Dr. Caligari, anyone? Yeah, cabinet.
Black and white.
Yeah, because like all the walls are like topsy turvy and yeah.
It's very German.
Yeah, I know. It's a pretty. I'm like, I don't think you guys are that old. Okay. Careful, Bryce. All right, so we're gonna get some white here. I got some nice little peach color. Start with the white here, where the light's gonna be hitting the water. I like doing this squiggly kind of color thing. All here, and I can wash this out. This is all really dry right now, so I'm just gonna actually pull that out with some water. There we go.
So do we have to wet the second half? the paper?
Yeah, I would suggest doing that. I mean, I kind of did it after I did the yellow. Oops, but it also works. So, like that I'm kind of showing, yeah, this is the second half. This is now down below that line there. I'm going to kind of leave a little area here because that's where shoot, I'm going to kind of go up because I don't want to touch that blue there. I'm trying to avoid that blue. Bring it down. And I can wipe my brush off, get some of that color off, get some water. And this is just gonna be kind of washed out there. See it kind of happening. Make sure it's not too wet. I see it kind of wet there, so. Yeah, so this is, you guys are kind of learning watercolor kind of techniques. Gouache, you can do some crazy stuff with it. But for those watercolor artists out there, this is your time to shine. Show us gouachers what's up. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some of this blue. See, I'm kind of repeating some of the things I see in there. Some of this blue from the top and I'm gonna go from the bottom. So I'm gonna go in this lighter blue from the bottom here. Bam, bam, bam. Bring it on up. Add a little bit of water. And as I add that water going on up, kind of mixes in. And I know that this over here on the side here, that's going to be a bit more blue so I'm going to do these quick little swipes. If you had a big brush, you'd be able to go boop, boop. So I'll try to do that. All right. Maybe I'll even get some of this deep blue towards the bottom. All right, good stuff. And right down the horizon here, I'm going to go ahead and get some water. I can kind of reignite what's going on with that paint there. And maybe I'll throw in a little bit of this blue right on the horizon. And maybe a little bit of this white.
And that was blue you used on the sides.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's all the same color. So I have barely any paint in here. So I kind of threw it into the middle there. And then this here, I had some white in there. So for those watercolor artists out there, I hope you have just one little tube of white gouache. If you don't, I would deeply recommend you having that. That's going to just tremendously help you.
You need the white brush for the sun. Is that for the sun?
Yeah, for the sun as well. Yeah, for the sun and certain little things like that for clouds and Yeah, I mean it's possible to work without it. But I mean, I'm gonna be teaching with gouache, so yeah, for any of those areas that you want to be purely white, um, you want to keep it closest to the white of the paper. That's going to be the whitest you're going to get, unless you have some gouache. And but even then, white gouache will never get you to that point of the whiteness of the paper. So right now I'm kind of waiting for this to dry off a little bit here. So while I'm doing that,
What happens if you use like a white acrylic paint that'll get you really light?
so white acrylic can work, but the thing with it is that you're not going to be able to work on top of it, and you're not going to be able to wet it down, kind of like you saw how I kind of spread it out that line.
Yeah.
You really can't do that with acrylics unless it's wet. Once it dries, though, again, Legos. Yeah. So I'm gonna go for the light here. I can start off with some of this hot yellow here, kind of circling it. And maybe I'll even kind of extend it out with just some water. Now I'm getting a little more detailed. So if you're using this thing, you're probably going to use the corner of it. Just kind of. So that's kind of how you can kind of get some of that sun in there. But if you're working with gouache, you can do something even better. It's just kind of. I'm just going to suck this up. See this, when my brush is dry, it wants to suck up that moisture. It's really good at that. And then I can pull in just a big glop of paint as long as it's wet. If you're working with dry gouache, you have some problems here. And I can kind of get that sun glowing there. Just kind of, and I can use that same kind of white. It has to have that yellow in there, because if you don't have that yellow in there, that white's going to come out cool. So I can get some of that yellow, maybe, and white, get it into the sky there. And these clouds, they really follow the horizon there. The horizon being this line right here. We'll learn about perspective soon enough. And this is where you can kind of have some fun. So we've been doing a lot of copying. Oh, I think this is all dry here, which means we can do some really rough paint here. So this is dry. This is where we can add some texture. This is going to be fun. So I get my brush, and I'm going to go ahead, pluck up some paint. I'm going to just do some of this kind of turquoisey blue. Maybe I'll even get maybe a teensy bit of that brown. I don't know if I want it to be like a cartoony blue, because this is kind of grayed down. So I'm going to get some of that. Oh yeah, get some of that burnt sienna in that blue to make it feel a little more real. So I get that blue there, and I'm just going to use the tip of the brush here, barely even touching, barely any paint here. And we can get some kind of like textures in there. Maybe I'll even open it up here. Something I see my master James Gurney do. He kind of breaks apart his brush here. And you can kind of get some. Maybe I'll do like little taps or something. You can kind of see here. Kind of get some of that wicked kind of. Now, if you had this boy, you'd be able to go. Done. And as it gets closer, I'm going to get it deeper. So maybe I'll even add some of that deeper blue in there. And as it gets closer, it gets brighter and more vibrant too. So it's important to have some restraint when things are further away, to have it be grayer, have it be more boring. Find those neutral grays. Remember, kind of find those neutral grays. You can use that gray too when it's really far away. And as it gets closer, that's when you can kind of have a bit more fun. So I'm going to throw in some more blue here. Why not? We're learning about some atmospheric perspective here. All right, getting some more blue as I get closer. Maybe even more blue. I can kind of slowly add it in. All right. When I get over here, this is where I'm going to start actually seeing the ripples. So I think the guy's standing here, and you can kind of see in the picture a little bit. Maybe there's some like ripples here or something, or just like a single dot or something. You know, you can kind of see these islands of shadow kind of creating some interesting shapes. No longer is it just stripes. You can kind of see the same thing with clouds too, or details or buildings. When things are really far away, things are just kind of stripes and it's like really far. And then as things get closer, you kind of start seeing individual shapes. So maybe I'll throw in some of those. And, you know, like whatever random little shapes you see, you can kind of emphasize those. You know, sometimes you'll see things kind of occur in the randomness of your painting. Let those be places that you're like, actually, that was intended. Actually, a cloud could go there. Actually, this could work for something else. You know, it doesn't have to look like the picture. In fact, it's better if it doesn't sometimes. Most of the time. All right, cool. So again, I'm working into that kind of middle. Yeah, we'll take a break after this, boy. So we've been working hard. Maybe I'll suck up some of this. Cool. I've done so many sky paintings and stuff like the last week. It doesn't get old. It really doesn't. You could do 1,000 of these. It's still so much fun. Got a big egg yolk in the sky though. Whatever. And the very last bit, you can start adding some light. So we've gotten a lot of glow. You want to focus on glow, and then you want to focus on light. And so I'm going to get some of that yellow here and some white. And I'm going to go ahead and get some of these little dips and dots in the sky, in the water there. So again, some white into those warm colors. I keep it warm. Start with the warm colors, and then at the very last, then you add white. You really want to try to hold back as long as you can for white as well as black. You don't want to go full black. Oh, this is really wet, so I'm going to go dry it off. Yeah, boy. And here we go. And now that things are really up close, I can even add in some maybe little specks of light hitting these little slivers of water in there, because things that are really up close, you can kind of have some really crazy contrast going on here. So I get that really bright yellow. And that restraint really pays off.
So we pay over?
Yeah, so this is for gouache. If you're using with watercolors, you can use the little tube of gouache to add in all these little extra bits of highlight in there. So I might even shake my brush a little bit. So if I kind of go like wah, 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 wah.
If we're just using watercolor, it's white. For the
I'm keeping it warm. Yeah, watercolor whites doesn't really work that great. So best thing you can do is maybe you can get it wet and kind of pull out, but it's never gonna get to that same kind of white. So that's why I say
Oh,
buy a little tube of gouache. If it's not perfect today, maybe come back next week with some gouache or little white paint yeah. So yeah. And I can add with this light, I can do some little clouds in here. It's not in the original picture, but I think it would look nice. I don't know. I think it's just so much more fun to work this way. What would look good? Yeah, exactly. It's more freeing. It's more enjoyable. Sometimes, if I get the sky dark enough, I'll be like, oh, I'll just add some stars to it, make it nighttime. It's kind of cool. I'm just gonna go pure white here. And there's different ways to emphasize something as well. There's pattern. So let's just say we wanted to emphasize this sun even more. How could we make it more impactful? How could we make this stronger? Any ideas, guys? I guess some.
what was your question?
More contrast?
Yeah, more contrast, maybe. Yeah.
How about we get more sunflower
Sunflower-like? Okay.
strokes on the outside of the flames?
Yeah, that's wicked. Yeah.
I would use more orange, like a red, like a deep red, because there's some purple and red that we didn't even use yet. Because we can't, we don't really have most of us done white. We do have purple and red.
Yeah. Yeah. See, all these ideas, this is where you can have some fun. I don't know if I'll be doing that with mine, but you can do it with yours for sure. I like the sunflower idea. I mean, I don't know. I'm a sucker for kind of getting some like sheens of light kind of going, I can get so thin with this thing. It's insane. But you guys can pull out some thin brushes if you want for this part here. But let's spend like another 5 more minutes and we'll take a 15-minute break. And we're gonna do one more. We're gonna do clouds on a blue sky. I have a painting actually. I've perfected it, so we'll be working a little bit with. Oh, here it is. I'll show you basically what we'll be doing. Bam. This is what we'll be doing next. I love it. I love it so much. I took a while to figure this out, but And then after that, you guys can find whatever sky painting you want, and you can work on whatever study you want for the rest of the class, if you want to. So I would recommend, having either a smartphone, computer, or iPad, or maybe even a book or magazine. There's some beautiful magazines out there. Just kind of pay attention to the syllabus. I'm just gonna keep playing. Throw some extra white. This paint that I'm using, by the way, it's not my fancy stuff. So, if you're using the fancy stuff, then this is kind of a middle grade.
If the pen is already half right, can you make it wet again and mix the pen?
So you can, but there might be puddles. So you can see here on my son what might happen if you get it wet again. You get this weird kind of egg yolk effect. So when that happens, when you get something wet again, you're probably going to get this kind of egg yolk thing. So a lot of artists, watercolor artists, will really pay attention to kind of
Where's the one?
the broad things and just kind of working with what you got instead of trying to fight against erasing things, or even figuring it out once and doing it again. And when you do things quicker, you get less problems. So it's like you kind of have to understand the performance, the rehearsal, and then you get into more. And you can kind of see here, this, like, I'm using straight up white here on this, and it's just, this is the cheap stuff, and you can really see it here with the white. This works better because I'm like using bigger and gloppier paint, but it does, once it dries, it kind of has this like kind of milky like consistency rather than this like solid white. Let me get out my fancy stuff. Oh, there's the gouache. I say just get one of these. It's like $8 on Amazon. I have it on the list. Permanent white. You can get it at art stores too.
Just one, $8.
Yeah.
$8.
Especially if you're using watercolors, I'd say it's. So here we get the expensive stuff now. See what that white will look like right next to it. Yeah, you can really see it. It's so minimal, but it's like when you're working, it's like you can, it just makes a difference. To the one on the right, I think, or is it? Now, quick tip for getting straight lines. You want to use your whole arm. So avoid having your palm resting on the paper. You want to just kind of lift up, and sometimes I'll have one finger. Like I always use my pinky just because that's like kind of what tattoo artists do. Something I've learned to keep a steady hand. But I just try to like do my best, work slow, and I've found after practicing, this is a good thing to do in your sketchbook, by the way, if you're just gonna kind of crank out your sketchbook and just doodle and mess up a whole page. You can mess up a whole page for cheap on this sketchbook stuff. Kind of practicing lines. I'll get it later. So kind of see here, hovering. I do really good on that. I'm going to try to go up and down, and I might find that it's a little shakier going down. So sometimes it might be better to work from right to left, or understand, what are you good at? Like, what's shaky and what's not? Like, oh, that's so shaky. I can't do that line working up, but what if I was working down? Oh, it's bad. So I'm going to have to turn the paper when I work at that angle, because I do better when I'm there. That looks better. But I feel like there's like a certain line where it's like it just goes down in quality. Or just purposefully make it kind of shaky, which is nice. I kind of like the shaky line. So, all right, guys, let's take a break. Get some water, coffee. Well, no coffee, sadly. But we'll be back. We'll be back at 45. Some water, hang out.
What do you think?
Oh, wow. Great job. That's a lot of progress.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But my water is just so much better.
Yeah.
It's like noticeably so much better.
That's so good. Yeah. Usually the second time I teach is better too.
The watercolor or?
Let me email it. In fact, I'm gonna email you guys the link to this as well as the next picture we're gonna do. Yeah. Nobody's watching. Okay.
Yeah, that's a huge improvement on my water.
That's awesome. It's such a good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really better.
Like I had to look, I painted the same sky, 1, 2, 3. I painted so many skies to figure it out. And I was like, no, I need to do it good.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
So, as boring as it sounds and painful as it sounds, that's how you see progress. And when you see progress, it feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see here. So. All right. Artichoke. Okie dokie, artichoke. Okie dokie. Of course. 2.
Yeah, see, I literally at the Amazon, I have it all ordered.
Okay. Could I
So,
see?
yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And then some of the stuff's coming today too, but
Okay, cool. Cool. And you said you got 2 of these little sketchbooks?
I got that one of those, and one of another one.
Oh, the really small one?
Look,
The little orders. Okay. Okay, yeah, cool. So this little guy,
yeah,
he's gonna be real small.
okay,
So you can take him wherever you want.
okay,
You can take all the paints with you,
okay.
a little pocket paint, and you can sketch and paint wherever you go. It's great.
I didn't get the Windsor one, like the travel one. I don't need it though, right? If I got the
No.
orange.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. So you did it right. Yeah.
So I did everything that I needed.
Mm-hmm. Water. Yep.
See, I got another one of the arches. Like if you look at another one of the water pads, I got that one. I got,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So if you wanted to,
yeah.
I mean, you could keep this one. You could keep this one, or you could choose one or the other. So this one here, that's the Chinese one. That's the orange one that I'm using right here. The one that you used, the last class, that was that was the arches.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So I think you could kind of tell the difference.
The arches
what-
one's so much nicer to work with.
Yeah.
There's just something about it.
It is. It's so true.
And there's not really that much of a difference in price.
Mhm.
It's like one's 5 sheets extra, but
It is a bit smaller. So there is that. But I don't know. I paint small. I like painting small. It's a good way to get started for sure, and it's easier to carry around too.
okay.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna send out painting pictures.
Sure, I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Okay.
See, I thought I was getting behind because I was trying to open up my tubes and squeeze it into the.
Oh no. I know. I realized after I was like, oh, this is the first day. You guys haven't done that yet, but
Well,
everyone's
I would have done it. this
working with
morning,
it.
but I had to be able to talk to the vet.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean,
I'll be late next time.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, they'll get it next time.
I mean, unusual.
Yeah.
Describe it until the cows come down, but I don't.
And you can see this one here. This is
Ooh,
what,
I like this one.
yeah, that's with gouache. So
Yeah,
that's
well, I
even
was
more.
doing the gouache. Ooh, yeah.
So.
What is this color here? It's a blend.
That's what I'm talking
Is
about.
that
That
the homemade paint spray?
Mhm.
Yeah.
homemade paints gray. That's funny. Yeah. Oh, good.
I like the effective. What do they call it?
The wash,
It's called.
the bleed.
Go back.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
When the waters run,
Uh-huh.
when you add water to a paint and it dries, it draws the paint back in.
I didn't even realize I did that. Wow, I'm so good.
It gives that burn you can get with water.
Hello. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
There was a guy on, what's that, Streamline? From Pioneer Magazine, he had a guest who was doing clouds. I watched some part of it this morning. I like that, I like clouds.
Yeah, we're gonna do that next. So I've worked hard to get to those clouds, and I'm like, all right, I think I've got it down. It might be a lot, but I think we can do it.
And he was saying the bigger clouds come forward,
Mm-hmm.
smaller clouds.
And you always have to kind of remember that these things are like blocks in the sky. So they're gonna. It's kind of like big, like
And they overlap.
yeah. It's like seeing like your hand, where it's like you got this shadow here, and all of them are kind of shadowed underneath each other. Right. I'll try to do it over the camera, but
I can't really see.
really, yeah.
I can
Well,
see, but I mean, no detail.
yeah. Yeah. Hello. How you doing?
Not that well.
Oh,
Can you
no.
explain to me what you use the phrase "pull it out"?
Yeah.
What do you mean by "pull it out"?
Sure. Oh, I'm gonna peel this off. This could be nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Beautiful.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
And you didn't have to use the medium to.
No. This stuff's good. This is all in the materialist. So I'm really happy about this. I'm gonna stick it right on top. I've done this before, so it doesn't ruin it. Kind of surprised.
As long as it's dry, right?
Right. And I'm just gonna take that risk. I've done 1,000 of these paintings, so not 1,000.
Just a study.
I used my tape, I wanted to tie it out.
Let me see if I have any like scrap paper or something. Oh, that'll work. You know what? I'll show it with the class. I'll show everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It'll be a quick Oh, is this on canvas?
Make it a dark version.
I think you're just probably using maybe two.
I have to get used to the bigger brush. So I like to examine.
Rub it.
When you make it bigger. Yeah, trying to blend a little bit with say it's cloudy, it's gonna start raining.
I like that. You're getting stories in there. You're making something new out of it. That's really special, actually.
Yeah.
So it's interesting material.
Oh. Okay, I'll try it today. So for the sky and everything, I'll use I'm pretty sure that's where I
Okay. So I would say keep this directly to the back.
I'm not used to.
this is also.
I made anything anymore.
It's very interesting. I've never seen this before. Yeah. It is cotton. You went to art school or did you mention
Well, I was looking at
I'm so sorry.
I got
Yeah, I mean, this is really interesting material, so. But,
So what do you do? So that's just that book. I was looking for something. And everything I looked at was nice. These I can't read.
That's wild. Yeah.
So it does say,
This is cotton. This is pulp, so it is all this.
show them to me. I said this
No, he's coming to Sky for the next You already have Sky. Yeah, that's why you
I'd say even paper plates.
Yeah, I didn't see.
What kind of papers? So mixed media. Markers. Very light amount of ink. When we're doing PDF in class, I'll say we need watercolor paper. That's the or ideally. So this is like big Chinese. This is like Chinese. Cheaper to buy just a little bit. You want to pay just like $5 more. You have a nice fancy stuff. Arches, which is really fun. Does what you want it to do. Yeah, so see, so it's just in fact, I'm just surprised that it's standing up so well. So it's doing pretty good.
Because I don't want the acrylic color.
To hold on. If you see that? Okay. So I would say.
But I like the way
Got all the right colors.
Thank you.
This is something that I like. The rest you can kind of make on your own.
Yeah, me too. Great. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so you can keep all those there. Keep the black there. These are interesting. I haven't played one of these too Mixed media paper. I didn't try to say that's pretty the same as the mixed media. Yeah. Well,
they had everything.
but it's about the paper. It's an exercise about the paper. This is good for drawing. They may be painting on top of the drawing, very likely. But see, to get really wet, things like this happen, things like this happen. It's just, it bothers you in your paintings. It's just like, oh, I don't want to oh no, is this from the tape? I like it. You would learn mountains and other paintings. I'm like, I've never played mountains. Yeah. I'll do it again. I'll do it in front of everybody. Oh, yes, yes, yes. All right. Better late than never. How are you doing? First day. We're doing our best with the people we have. Yeah, so you have to be careful with how when we're so you'll learn the more you do it. So I'm sure you've learned a lot, right? Yeah. so far. I said we're gonna do one more.
Yeah.
I'll kind of see how it
I know, I have a plan
Yeah, I wasn't sure about the brand, if it's like the same technique. I'm quite curious, like about the quality. Yeah. Mine has the curve too, and it does, the paint does get up over this, but they don't seem to mix in as much as mine. Because I have one other one that has, this is the same thing. Oh, wow. Awesome. That works. That's good. Oh, yeah, no, they have every season. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Even the crowd, this pricey stuff. They are so pretty. I mean, this thing is higher as far as the arts go. You're working on it? I love to see what got money. All right, we're gonna have some fun. You go crazy. Oh my gosh. All right. You went for the blue first, huh? I usually some of the yellow guys blue.
Bigger and bigger.
Well, it looks like we're learning a lot here. So that's good. That's really good. Good blend, good value.
I really agree, but I don't know why. Yes. What's
Well, like as far as like the colors go, I would say the best thing you could do. Let me see the
I'm probably gonna maybe get that. Is it all watercolor? Or is it
do both. So, yeah, I say get one of these real bad boys. $8. For a little thing for $8, that's not much, but
No, I'll probably get it. Because you're basically.
just on top of what you have. Everything else, you're good. Yeah, it's a good paper too. I think the paper is helping a lot. So, people will have paints like this, with amazing paper and all.
Oh, I thought I shared her book that she has.
But it have paper and watercolors?
Well, it was, that was, like 5x5 and 5x5, so she can make it. Because we're gonna need a lot of horizontal.
Is there a deal? I like it. To me, it looks like it's just amateurish.
I think it's just because this line here, if you have that chunk in there,
Yeah.
you know, then it would feel like it's got its end to it. Because it kind of bleeds out here. I feel like it's probably bothering.
Oh, I did it, like, I kind of, like, I'm gonna probably work on the other side, but, well, what does it look like for, like, is this too, how do I make this part together? This part I kind of like, this part.
I think maybe just kind of allowing more colors.
That's what I was trying to do. Could you show me, like, what I'm doing?
You know, like when you have a bit of blue in here, also have a bit of whatever color's going on underneath it. So you get, so you don't get that hard line between that red and that blue.
So put more peach
So that
in
way you
here.
can have a kind of middle ground a little bit.
Okay.
A little extra water, because I mean, when you mix those two colors together, you can see here it creates a hard line. So I kind of allow white to happen there. So I kind of let it bleed into white and then you get into this next color.
What does it look like further away? Oh, yeah, it's better than just the top, but.
I really like it.
Oh.
I'm really excited. All right.
You need a knife.
Was it? Need some help? That's good for you. Yes.
I have a hard time at home. I have too much water, sometimes I use like this kind of dry here. Your mom just need to help.
No, we will. We can do it right on top. We can just put this on top. As long as this is dry, this will give you a better feel.
Yeah.
Really washed.
Yeah, they're trying
Even this, last 32 colors. I don't know.
Oh, you sprayed it on top?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's giving it this interesting texture here. I allow my brush to get it wet, so you have a lot more control that way. And when it gets wet, dry your brush and full lift up that moisture. Yeah, you're starting to understand what's going on in the paint.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you wanted to reuse this, you can use it on top, as long as it's dry. That's what I'm doing. All right, guys.
How do you know it's flat? It's not cold or wet?
You would see it in your hand. Like that's what I do. Is like I touch it and I'm like, if it's on my hand, then it's still wet. It dries pretty quickly, especially in here. It's pretty dry.
The lady?
Oh yeah, but she this is her second time doing the same painting. So same with her. Well, it's like you understand the flow of things. How are you guys doing back there?
I'll have my wash paintings next time.
Where?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, okay, let me look.
So what was the question?
Yeah, no, I wanted to see it. I did see it. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. Somehow, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure. Sure thing, guys. All right, guys. Let's get down to it. So, I'll kind of leave it up to you guys now. we can get into this cloud painting together. Or I can let you guys find your own sunrise or sunset painting to paint yourself. So I'll kind of leave it up to you guys. I'll kind of throw it up. Who would like to paint the clouds painting? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I don't even think we need a vote for the other one. So let's get into it then. Now, before we get going, somebody had questions. A few of you guys had questions about kind of pulling out colors and what that might mean. So I'm gonna have two brushes here. Oh shoot! I think I need my spritzer, my water bottle, water spritzer. Oh, darn. Give me a second here. I need to refill my spritzer. Where's my Hello Kitty spritzer? I can't lose it.
You didn't bring what?
No, I did. I put it on top of somebody's desk, I'm sure.
You spritzed
There it
over
is.
here.
And your paint too.
Thank you.
It's probably like, since that, like, I bet you, like, to see, in case you ever do this, like, I like, right on Amazon.
You need Jones?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably find like a pack of 6 of these for $10. Like, but this is from my girlfriend. It's got Hello Kitty on it, so it's different, and it's pink, so I'll never lose it. So of course, when you have your paint out and you're working with it, keep it a little moist, keep it a little wet. If you don't have one of these things here, for those who don't have one of these little package things, what you can do, get a nice clean paper towel, get it a little moist, and just put down your paints right on top of that moist paper towel. That's going to keep it wet the whole class. And if you're out in the sun, it'll keep it wet too. And so like there's less spritzing necessities out there. So fun little trick. So when I'm talking about pulling out a color, I'm going to have 2 brushes. One of them being my main kind of color brush, where it's kind of whatever color I'm going to be bringing to the paper. And then the other one is just going to be moist. It's not going to be dripping wet. It's going to be a little moist. And I've seen, this is actually something I learned from another student who knows calligraphy or something, or like painting in a Chinese style. She has both brushes on her hand at the same time. So you can kind of paint and then you can blend with the other hand at the same time. So it's a little fancy. It might not be for everybody, but it's just kind of fun to do. But here we go. I'm just gonna do this on a like kind of scrappy piece of paper. I painted on the back of this, so this is just gonna be kind of for fun to show you something. So let's just say I got red here, and I wanted this line to stay sharp. I wanted the other line to stay soft, so I could try to pull it up. And my brush is really wet, so it's gonna naturally run out eventually. And that's going to be pulling it out there. Now, let's say my brush wasn't wet. And let's say I got some red here. And I did a straight line here. Again, much drier. It's got a different personality to it. See that? Now I can get my other brush. Let's try to do this. Yep, wet one, nothing on it. And I can just kind of spread it out, maybe even a bit more water here. Ooh. Yeah, actually I'm gonna pull it out opposite, kind of have my brush drag it out with some water there. You can see how that kind of blends out even more. So basically, this red goes from water. So red to water. Now, if I went from red here and let it go like towards water, now if I kept on going, maybe okay, so here we go. And I can kind of spread it out here because I want it to be weaker. This is a little too weak. There we go.
Like a blending technique.
Yes. Yes. But again, there's that hard edge there. But let's say we got a different color in here. So instead of red, let's say we had, I don't know, purple. And I want this edge to be hard. Maybe I'll do a wiggly edge. I'm pointing my brush up towards the wiggly edge. If I had it pointed down, you kind of see how kind of like rough maybe one side is going to be. And I can kind of keep this area a little bit more moist, just tapping just the smallest amount of water in here. And that water's going to kind of let it do its thing. And I can kind of bring it down right on top of that color. Maybe I'll even get a bit more purple up at the top there. There we go. So that's kind of pulling it into each other.
Did you always have that beautiful, delicate touch, or is that like is that natural, or is that from years of experience? How do you get that?
That's probably experience. I love painting with these calligraphy brushes ever since I discovered them. I've been painting with ink for a really long time with these. That's like with like India ink and water, just like gray tone. It's really fun. So that's kind of my background. Now it's really wet here, so I can kind of pull it out. But if I pull out, now this is pulling out the moisture, but it's also gonna be pulling out the color. So that's gonna be kind of creating some like little white area. And if I take out even more in my brush, I could probably take out even more. And this is something that watercolor stuff can do. And now you got that gouache superpower. Throw in that white in the middle to get it even more white. And I could bring that white down on top of that red, and it's going to slowly pick up that red, just like it would pick up that water earlier. And if I went back in red on top, that's a big mistake because all that red from down here we brought up over here now. Oh no, so I have to wash my brush. Tap, tap, tap. Pull in some more extra white, maybe right here. And bring it all the way up. Try to keep that brush kind of. Yeah. There you go. And maybe I want some more purple over here, so. I mean, it's just, I'm just being nitpicky here. But you have to work with it while it's wet, or it just won't do the thing.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
If we use the watercolor, after you use the gouache white,
Mm-hmm.
and the watercolor, can the watercolor still go on top of the white? Will blend it, or the white will show through?
So
Do you understand my question?
after you put the white down,
Uh-huh,
then you go watercolor on top of that,
uh-huh,
while it's still wet, or this is after it's
after.
okay. So once it's all dry, then it's not going to be too workable. You're going to get that egg yolk effect.
Okay.
That egg yolk effect. I don't know what it's called actually. I just made that up, but it works.
So it's still wet, you can blend it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So when it's still wet, you can kind of still kind of move some things around, suck up that paint. But once it dries, then and then you try to paint on top, you might get some of those weird little egg yolky things where that paint's gonna kind of puddle out on the outside while it dries, and it's gonna kind of look like a dried up riverbed sort of thing. Basically, same deal happening with dried up riverbeds and stuff.
What's the difference between a garage and like another kind of paint, like a
Gouache.
yeah, like what?
So gouache, like I said earlier, is like mud, where after it dries, it gives that nice like matte, dry mud kind of texture, which is like pastel-y and nice. Whereas acrylics dries like plastic, like Legos, which is we perceive it as cheap. It's shiny, but maybe not too shiny. Maybe people like it shinier. So it's just what people like, and I like it because it dries so quickly. And once it dries, close up your sketchbook. You could do it on a sketchbook. So taking this with you wherever you go, like in class or out to the park, it's great. It's really nice. Acrylics, if you get really gloppy, which is fun, it might take a while for it to dry, but that's also a good sketchbook tool. But once it dries, again, it's Legos. So putting acrylic in this little container and it dries, you're screwed. It's gonna be stuck in there. So it's a pain to clean out. So same with watercolors. Watercolors will also, not same with watercolors. Watercolors will also wash out really easily too. So that's why I'm kind of teaching that side by side today. Okay.
Nobody ever uses oil paint anymore though. Like,
Yeah, oil paint is very similar. I've heard people using it for sketchbooking, but unless you use certain mediums, it won't dry in time for you to fully close the sketchbook. You just have to leave it open, which is it's not impossible to work with.
but the finish is nicer, the texture, it looks rich looking, right? Yeah.
Depends on what you consider nicer.
Like artists, Renaissance artists kind of look, with the
If that's what you
dark
consider nicer, then yeah. Some people don't like it. So it's different for everyone. It's just it's totally subjective. It's not really an objective thing. If it was, then everyone would be painting the same style and it'd be pretty boring. But luckily, we are all very subjective. We all have our very own tastes and things that satisfy us and things that don't satisfy us. So maybe this won't be a thing that satisfies you, but maybe it will.
Like when you go to an art museum, it looks like rich, like kind of like a deep dark colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you see like these old paintings, like
Yeah. I mean,
1400, 1500,
mhm.
painted. That kind of look.
Yeah. I mean, people can capture some amazing things with gouache and watercolors, just due to deeper values. I think that's what you're looking at is values. We'll get into some value studies later on. So, any more questions, guys?
I like the heavy look of it.
Mhm.
I like the really heavy.
Like the darks
Yeah.
and the lights.
The
Gouache
texture.
is this stuff will do that for sure. All right. Okay, let's get to this. So this is what we're gonna get. This is what we're gonna be doing. We'll be doing sky painting here. Yes. So I'm gonna have it right next to it. I have a piece of tape right here, so I can kind of lean over onto this. So let's get to it. I sent everybody the pictures of the clouds here. The link. So if you clicked on the second link, hello. That would be your clouds. You can see it. I'll have it on the screen, of course. Yeah, it's in your email. If you want it on your phone, have it with you. All right, but again, what's this piece called? Let me just kind of get the name of it. Muy Hollandsy. Okay, so I think this is in Holland. Yes, it should be emailed. That would be with Bryce.Geyer at NOCE .edu.
I have to have it in my address book. It goes in my.
Let's see.
I don't have it.
Got it. Okay. That's all right. Well, you can use the screen. I'll have it zoomed out for you guys so you can see it fully. There it is. So that's there for you. Let's get to it. This will be our last one of the day. So I'll have this out here. I'll just put that there. So when we're working with clouds, we're going to be recreating that same, we're going to be working everywhere except the white here. So we're not going to be using, I know gouache has a lot of white, but like I said earlier, the white's not going to be as light as the paper itself. So we're just going to be focusing on these shadows here and the shapes of the shadows. And you can kind of tell here what's going to be happening as far as the clouds go. I'm just going to draw it out for you real quick. Hey, this little sketch might actually help. So we're learning some light perspective today. Where's my phone? Where's my pen? There it is. So when things are really close to us, things are very wide. And if we were to just focus on what's at the bottom of these clouds, because basically they're big old shapes in the sky. They're like cubes or something. And the bottom side is going to have more shadow than the top side, because that's where the sun is shining down from. Makes sense, right? That's just a good general rule. And so kind of focusing on how wide that is when it's really up close, as things get further and further and further and further away, things get closer and closer to each other. Before you know it, it's like a bajillion in there. It's just like unbelievable how many clouds you can see so up close. But up close, it's like you can just see a few of them. And you can see it in the picture here, where kind of you got some clouds here, really big ones, and they get smaller and smaller. But you can really see all these like shadows and stuff here. To me, they look like stepping stones, like in water. Kind of think of them like that. Where on the top part of the stepping stones, this is a good example. It's kind of like my fingers here. So all I'm going to focus on here is like the shadow of the stepping stones. Stepping stone here. Stepping stone over here. And once you get towards the horizon, then it's just a bunch of just stepping stones. But it all kind of follows that horizon. Some really wacky artists will kind of mess around with the horizon and make some really weird stepping stones and stuff, and that's fine. As long as it, kind of generally, I'm not even gonna go there. Scratch that. All right, let's get into it. So we're gonna start with the shadows. So again, we're gonna use the biggest brush we got. I'm gonna use this big boy. Actually, I'll use the square brush this time because I did the flat one before. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up. Yeah, good point. Yeah, we're gonna start with wet. We're gonna go wet on wet. So we'll go ahead and get nice clean water here. And we'll go ahead and get this wet. And now this time, this guy's gonna be much larger. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull in some of that water. Hopefully your brushes are clean. Anyone's got a dirty brush? Did it happen? Oh man, it's all right. It happens to everybody. Today's all about learning. All right, there we go. Nice and moist. Starting down low. You always kind of have to ask in your painting, what matters in your painting? Does the sky matter? Or does the ground matter? I'm getting the sky area. So I'm pretty much starting my sky from here and going up. Okie dokie. So again, we're gonna capture the essence of this. Doesn't have to be a copy. That's the thing with nature is you can kind of have some fun with it. All right, so it's nice and moist. I gotta work a little quick. So remember how we made that nice shadowy color? We're gonna do it again. So I'm gonna get some of this, one of these blues. I'm gonna get the deeper blue, and I'm gonna get some of this burnt sienna, that reddish brown. Kind of mix that up together, and we want to get a decent little puddle. And right now it's leaning towards brown, so I'm gonna add some more blue. And it's gonna be really watered down because this is gonna be really close to the sky. There we go. We got some blue in there. Ooh, maybe too much blue. All right. Can't find that sweet spot. Got to kind of go back and forth a little bit. There you go. That's good enough. Doesn't need to be perfect. All right. So again, I'm going to really focus on the stepping stones of these clouds, just the base of it. So I can kind of see over here. Ooh, that's really dark. Maybe I'll go a little lighter. Add some water. Tap that in. Tap, tap, tap water. Tap it in. Tap that water. Tap it in. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that's pretty good. It'll wash out as I get more into that water there. So I'm just gonna kind of pay attention to some of those shapes here. And again, kind of think about, you got a lot of space here for this base of the cloud. As you get lower, think about giving that space less and less until it gets down to the bottom. So I'm just gonna kind of give some roundness here, maybe some little pokies here. So on this picture here, this is what I'm looking at here. Just these shapes. They're just weird shapes. Really weird shapes. There's like kind of squiggles here. And then they always end kind of following that horizon there. I'm going to work my way down. This one, I see a bit of a shape here. And you can kind of elaborate. So I'm not outlining anything. All I'm doing is just looking at big shapes. It's a little tricky, but I mean, if you look closely, like there's this cloud that's kind of in front of it. So I'm just kind of painting around it. Maybe I'll add some more water here. Things aren't really bleeding as much as I want them to be. So maybe I'll kind of add some water along the outside just to kind of add that softer edge here.
So are you painting the clouds or the blue sky? Like
The shadows of the clouds. Shadows of the clouds. So use that brush to kind of break those lines. We don't want them to be hard. We want them to be nice and soft and broken up. This paper is drying up on me like crazy, so I need to keep it wet. There we go. All right. So just kind of focus on the shadows here. And as I get lower, I'm going to add more water to my paint so it becomes weaker. Maybe I'll even add just a little bit of this light blue because the sky's going to have a light blue to it. So I want that to kind of mix. You always want kind of colors to mix together here. Okay. Seeing just one side of the cloud over here. These can just be kind of scribbles on, but you know, you want to keep it bleeding. Sounds crazy. All right. And as I get to the bottom here, maybe I'll just do one last little scribble and just kind of wash it out to nearly white here. Okay, it looks like nothing. That's the whole idea. It's okay. It doesn't have to make sense at all. It doesn't have to make sense at all because we're going to be building up the shapes after this. So all I am focusing on are these shadows in the clouds here. Do you see the shadows that I'm talking about? They're like really light. They're not a deep dark black. And I'm keeping all those edges in there nice and washed out. So make sure that each of those edges have a bit of water to kind of bleed out. Keep it soft. I mean, there is some hard edges, if you can kind of see. Like in this cloud here, how there's a cloud behind and then there's a cloud in front. Do you see that? All I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make a shadow with a hard edge here and kind of bleed it up. So I have this cloud over here. I'm going to make this into that. Right now, it's a soft edge. See? Move that. Hey, nice to see you. So we got a nice soft edge here, as you can see. Kind of pull that out. So I could get some of this shadow color, paint in that line, and maybe even more. All right, and you can kind of see how I can kind of create that kind of dimension. Good stuff. And I could do that with other clouds if I wanted to. Like maybe there's like that layer of this cloud. I can kind of bleed it out. Cleaning my brush a bit so it's not too gray. Whatever. We can just kind of have some fun with it. I'm just gonna add some scribbles or something. I don't know. Maybe you guys are different. I can add little lines here because when it's really far away, that's when you can get really abstract. That's where you can do scribbles and polka dots and childish things. That's totally fine when things are really far away, and that's when it's fun to paint. You don't want to do all the painful details everywhere. You gotta have that bit of play in your painting, even the most serious paintings.
That shit in the middle like that. Yeah, how did you do that?
So I was looking at this thing, and that's kind of the shape that I saw it doing. Maybe yours is a little different. That's fine. And everyone's is going to be a little different. Maybe there's some shadow over here. Okay. But that's about it. And it's good to keep it wet. and moist. But once I'm done, I need it to dry fully. So all this area over here, this is all going to become blue sky. This can become blue sky. And we're going to chop in. So we're going to learn about a little negative space here. But maybe before we do that, are we ready to keep going? All right, cool. You guys are keeping up. It's awesome. Of course, reminder, spritz your paint. Keep it wet. Okay. So this is pretty dry. Could I work on this? I think so. I think I'll be okay. All right, let's do this. So to do the blue sky here, I do like this pure blue here. I can pull it out, and you know, if you want it, oof, man. So this pure blue here, very, very rarely do you actually see a sky at this color. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. I always have to add some white, or you can really wash it out. So let's just do that. I'm gonna go pull in a bunch of paint, make a nice puddle on my palette. Yeah, we got a good puddle. So it's really watered down. When I water it down, it gets whiter on the stuff. But I'm gonna make sure I get a nice good puddle. That way I can kind of extend it there. So I'll show you what I mean when it's pretty watery. Okay. So when I paint here, I'm just gonna kind of paint everything except the clouds, because the clouds are white. And I like to try to keep one side of the cloud really light. So this is all shadow. And so I don't really want too much light peering outside of those shadows. So I kind of chop it off shortly. But then on the other side, however, I could probably just kind of add in some of these shapes here. So let's get to it. So here I go, chopping into the shadows. And you know, if you have, and you're gonna just focus on each layer at a time. You're gonna be a bit of a printer, where you're gonna go kind of back and forth here. In fact, I'm gonna add some more paint on top. And here I go. And I'm gonna chop it in even more into that shadow. And you know, if you have cold pressed paper, this is where you can kind of have some fun towards these edges here. You can kind of like break them up, kind of tap here and there. And I'm kind of looking at the picture, but I'm also kind of not. Maybe there's a few little strands there floating down as it's wet. It's going to kind of blend together there. Now I'm just going to pay attention. I'm going to get a bit more paint in there. So I might need to go through this maybe. I feel like there's too much water here. Ooh, too much water. I'm gonna squeeze out my brush a bit. If I'm quick with it, I can kind of suck it up. So I'm just kind of looking at these shapes here. I mean, you could get really fun and like it doesn't have to be precise at all. It could be squares and stuff. And if I, ooh, look at that. I can get some really cool textures here with the belly here of the brush. The belly does some weird things for sure. Moving my brush around, making sure maybe in these holes here, I can have some clouds here. Now, I'm going to start adding some white here. As I get down lower, I'm going to keep it lighter and lighter. And look here, I have all this white area here. I can make this into some big old fluffy clouds if I wanted to. And maybe some little holes over here. I'm barely even looking at the picture. What's going on in the picture? Okay, I see it happening. As I get down lower, I'm going to add some white here. This white's doing barely anything though. Ooh, okay. Maybe we'll do this. Ooh, yeah. It just kind of happens. This is something that is called negative space. And this is something that you really have to think about if you're a watercolor artist, really focusing on, you know, not the object itself, but everything except the object. Like, what is that shape going on there, you know? There we go. How are your clouds looking, guys? Tricky? It took a few tries for me. It did. It did. That's good. That's good. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. What are you working on today?
Just watch first day watch, right? Yeah. Just had some stuff going on and sorry, I apologize for being late.
It's all recording, so you'll be able to see it later on.
Okay, good.
Looks great. I think I'm trying not in that. It looks like it's a little too wet. Yeah, so don't overdo it, you can kind of sculpt in some more shapes going on here.
She was watching first. Yeah, so I'm like, are you gonna faint?
It's actually, it's a good practice to watch.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. She's like, I'm watching.
It's really fun to watch.
I was enjoying them. What's happening?
Yeah.
Can I,
Totally. Yes.
can I do the blue sky first? And then try to do the shadow and leave the white, white?
You can. I mean, from my experience, what I was practicing, I tried every order.
Uh-huh.
This was the best thing that came out.
Oh.
So just for me, because it's like you can kind of invent the clouds
Okay.
for the shadows.
Because I think it will be harder for me if I do the blue first. And,
Try both.
yeah, okay.
Try both. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the hardest part done.
Is this kind of like a cloud or?
I think it looks great. Yeah, I think you just need to kind of carve out more clouds on the inside. Like, really pay attention here, guys. Look at the picture. We have these interesting shapes here that kind of chop up. You're not going to be looking at the cloud shapes. Now you're going to be looking at what's the blue shape. What is that doing? They look like countries, like Italy or something. I keep seeing Italy. I see Italian blue. I don't know about you guys. Do we have any Italians in here? Huh? Yeah. I think we're allowed to make fun of Italians in here. I'm just kidding. No, I don't like to make fun of Italians.
Oh, so-
Just beneath
Let me-
though.
let me look at those for a second. Bear with me one second.
Mm-hmm. Coolio. You want to see like the clouds up close? Oh, it's the same one. It's the same one, and I emailed it to you too. So if you have your phone, it should be in your emails. So, ooh, and we gotta do this twice, guys. We also got a little river down here. So, so the river, like we said, remember what I said about water? It is a reflection. So we get to try it twice over. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some of these shadow shapes, same kind of color down here. And I mean, if you add a little dot here, let's just kind of paint this in, because this is gonna kind of be like the shadow of what we're gonna be doing here. So just gonna kind of give this a soft edge here. There we go. Cool. So I'm doing this little triangle here till it gets to the end or the start of the horizon there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add in some of these shadows here. These are really watered down. All right, see you later. And I'm just gonna add some of these little shadows here and there. Shadow here, getting farther apart, more round. And there we go. We got some shadows in there, and I'm just gonna go ahead, let them bleed here a little bit.
So there's no problem with just kind of like leaving when we have to, or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There we go. So I'm just gonna get some shadow here. They're so random. I don't know how to explain it besides maybe like a snake of shadows kind of patched in here and there. It's pretty random. I mean, you could really just go random splotches and stuff, and as it gets closer to the horizon, just a bunch of lines. That's kind of my way of doing things. And then from here, I'm just gonna go ahead and add in that water, except this time the water is gonna be a bit darker, because the sky is pretty much the brightest thing ever, always. And when you get into water, it's gonna be a bit darker, maybe a bit murkier too. It's like all those colors are kind of combining in. So if I got that blue and maybe some of that same kind of shadowy color, that's what's going on in the color of the water there. Oh shoot, it's not showing. So I'm gonna go ahead, start painting in some of those kind of cloud shapes, which are now kind of upside down or something. It's gonna be really dark blue. Okay. Just kind of look at some of these shapes here. And something you can do, guys, second brush, let it bleed, and you can kind of pull them down there or pull them up, kind of blur them a bit. and softer edges because this water is kind of, oh wait, oh this is so much better if I go back and forth zigzaggy. Oh, that's so much better. So one brush, get those big shapes in there. And then kind of zigzaggy. Just like we did over here. Same exact sort of thing. Except now there's like patches of water and cloud and things like that. There we go. And maybe I'll throw in a little bit of blue over here. Cool. Again, you know, let that childlike play kind of come in handy. Okay. Cool. And I know that there's going to be some like grass and stuff on the outside, so I think I'm going to throw in, well, actually, maybe I'll wash some more little shadows in there. So I feel like there could be more shadows in there. So maybe I'll just kind of add some of that in. But this time it's above because we're looking from under. So I kind of like wiping my brush, my finger here to kind of get some like interesting kind of texture. Ooh. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Cool. I think it looks good. I could probably get it a bit darker in there maybe in the water. Getting some blue, that burnt sienna. Nice shadowy kind of color for like the deeper water here. That looks better. Oh yeah. And the shadows along the edge there. Again, ultramarine blue. And burnt sienna. Can you guys hear me okay back there? I don't know if I'm mumbling. Okay. I don't know if you're going like, yeah, you're mumbling. Okay. Cool. Oh, this is looking good. How you guys doing? Are you giving up? Oh, okay. You're starting over. Oh, okay. It's the weird shadowy shapes, huh? Because you have it's a bit of an inventive way of doing things.
I think what it is the
Mhm.
things look so, but like where we're at, it looks awkward until we get more details. We're in the awkward stage, we're in discouraged.
Uh-huh.
Perfection. You know, so, like
Well,
what-
don't get discouraged, guys. I mean, it takes a while before you kind of get to some good ones. All right. Okay, so the grass part is kind of it's the easy part, really. So let me crank up the brightness here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into these little trees on the horizon there. So to get these trees, I mean, you might have this deep green. You might be very tempted to use the deep green, but let's actually use well. Let's actually, yeah. Well, let's use that kind of deep bluish green we have here, and we can kind of see what that might do here. but when we use it straight out of the tube, you can see how bright that is. It is like a candy cane. Like, I want to eat this. I'm just hungry. So because it's so far away, we want to kind of neutralize this a bit. And best thing we can do to neutralize, we've looked at the color wheel before. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. And when we look at the color wheel to see what we can do to neutralize a green, maybe a blue-green, we can kind of get a red-orange, really hot red. So if we get a little hot red, and we could throw it right on top, let that kind of mix in. Let's just kind of go out here. This is very orange right now. Watercolor artists, you can let this dry and can paint right on top of it later on with that green. And then let's go ahead and get that green again. And you can see here, it's neutralizing. It's creating this really nice kind of Tuscan olive kind of color here. And, you know, you can kind of mix trees by little taps or little round shapes. You can simplify them as simple as you want. I mean, heck, you could even make this. So that looks pretty good. And I could even add a little bit of yellow here and there. I like a warm yellow because this is a warm day. So we'll be using more. I'll just throw in a little bit of yellow in there. So there's a lot of colors going on. Oh, so hard to see on the screen. And maybe if I wipe it a little bit, get rid of some of that color. Maybe it's a little too dark. Kind of pull up some of those colors. Ooh, it's doing some interesting things too. Into it. Maybe a bit more yellow. Usually a dirty yellow will always pass for green. So just throw some yellow on it. Ooh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, this is so much better. Oh, these are pretty. Probably too pretty. Like way off in the horizon, like no one's gonna pay attention to this. Quick little swipe ups. This is what I do. It's like I tap in and I pull up and away. So fun. Looks good. Okay. So now let's see. I'm gonna just use whatever I have in my brush here. And let's see what happens. Okay, I need some bright yellow. So I'm gonna go for some lemon yellow, water, and just let that lemon yellow be dirty. And I'm just gonna wash this in there, and I'm just gonna kind of stop at the water edge, maybe go a little bit over. That's okay. But I'm gonna keep my brush strokes with the horizon. You don't want to go up and down or anything. Not until you kind of start seeing some details and stuff like that. So I get some more of this lemon yellow, and as it gets closer, let's just say, oh yeah, I like this kind of murkiness because it's still kind of pulling in whatever colors I made on the faraway trees there. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh shoot, I should have gone from over here and kept going over here. All right, let's There's some weird colors here. Kind of overthinking it, really. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go for some bright green, bright yellow. Throwing in some white or something here. All right. Cool. This is just the first layer. So first layer can be kind of sloppy. That's fine. How's it going? Let's see. Yeah. All right. Ooh. Oh. Oh, the water looks really good. Better than mine. Unbelievable. You can't. Get out. That looks great. That turned out really nice. All right. I'm going to add some shadow here off on this side. Just kind of looking at the shadow of the grass, because the light's kind of coming in from the right, kind of shading all of these bits of grass. And again, as you saw with this little perspective drawing, things really far away, very small, things closer up, much bigger. Same thing with that grass. So I'm going to get some of this color here. All right, cool. Let's get a little bit of red in there, a little bit of green. There we go.
You're taking actual green?
I'm getting both red and green for this shadow here, and it's a very bluish green, so it's going to be good for shadows. It's just going to be on one side of the water there. It's just kind of, and it's not going to go all the way down. It's just going to be kind of to there, because as it gets farther away, you're not really going to see much of that difference. Okay.
That's pretty.
So where this like kind of muck is over here, maybe I'll have more red for the shadows. So it's good to have some variation. You don't want just one color. It's okay to have just a bunch of colors going in there. I like getting those kind of complementaries for the shadows. There we go. Oh, we got somebody watching online. I don't know who. I don't know if they've. Nobody's liked. Somebody's watching, but nobody's liked it.
I think it shows you, like, does it give you the name of the viewer now?
It depends if you have a profile or not. I don't think it says anything. I think it's pretty private.
Cool.
So, all right. So next up, get a nice dry brush here. Looks like I'm probably gonna need a new paper towel soon. This is. I'm just gonna get some of this fun green. This candy apple green. And maybe some of this warm yellow, cadmium yellow. Oh yeah. And maybe I'll just kind of really lightly with like a nice broken brush, kind of bring in some of that detail, kind of starting up a little bit lower here and kind of build up onto it. working closer and closer, but you need to have that kind of open space to kind of show off the grass, the underneath the grass there. You guys see it okay? Let's see.
Oh, that's so much better, bigger, better.
Yes.
It's hard to see your detail work.
Yeah.
And you're going a little bit too fast. As far as
Okay. Yeah. And, this is where you can kind of break up the brush a bit. Kind of let it do its wild thing. And you can kind of bring in some of that grass in there. Of course, letting those start. I always like to start in the back and work my way forward. Yeah. And then you can kind of take some time adding maybe just extra little bits of grass. You can play around with maybe this is a new color you can kind of play around with if you want some like kind of more neutral kind of colors. This is yellow ochre, which is really helpful when you're creating kind of neutral yellow things, or skin tones are good. Shoot, maybe I'll add some white, because what white's gonna do, as you saw, is it's gonna help it become more opaque. And lighter. So now I'm just kind of getting into those highlights. So I start off just like in this one with all these like mid-tones and shadows, and now it's time for me to kind of go in with this white, brighten it up, and throw in some of those like grasses. Off to the side. Could have probably gone a bit darker on the grass. But yeah. And then you're just playing around. Now you just add all the other little things that you want to add. You can goof around with it, add whatever you like. Have some fun. Extra highlights that you think you need, or I wouldn't touch the white in the clouds. But if you want to make the clouds brighter, you can make the sky darker. That's the only way to make things brighter when you're painting these things, is by making everything that doesn't matter so much a bit darker. That's what you were looking for. That's what you're talking about. So, like if I wanted to make these clouds stand out more, maybe I could go back in, try to get some deeper, darker shadows. So I can kind of push some of these shadows here, especially the ones that are really close by. Maybe kind of let them have that, kind of define some more things, kind of start inventing some stuff, because it's like, oh, now I kind of see things, And when you start seeing things, you're like, okay, that makes it easier for you to kind of add. Keep those brush strokes big and confident. All right, but that's about it. So you guys can have some fun, take your time with it. Yeah. If you want to start cleaning up at 4:30, you can, or head out at 4:30. That's fine. But that's the end of my instruction today. I'd be happy to come over. If anyone needs any personal help, I can come to you first. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to figure out where I can put the glue.
The blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see it. Actually, okay.
I don't know, nothing is.
So I feel like this area here, is that all pouch?
I thought so.
Okay.
Should it be blue?
But I was feeling like this feels more like an openness where like blue is there. Or maybe like keeping some of that white in there so it's like the shine of the cloud and like the blue. It didn't have to be fully. Okay, because here. Because so you see in mine, like I have this opening here. Where I just fill all this in with blue so that it creates a cloud right here. And that's just with the white. Yeah, so it's like if you wanted to keep this part white, then that's all cloud. Outside of that white, on the outside here. See how I kind of touch it all outside? So if I was to paint the blue all the way to the shadow, then it's you kind of have to invent it. You have to invent it in a way. So it's not a. If I was to draw it out, then it would just be my own thought.
I want to go for like movie.
Yeah. Now, like the reason why this shadow here doesn't feel like it's a separate cloud from this, like it's all one cloud, is because this is all soft edges here, and this is hard edges. So right now what we have going on is like we have a really hard edge here. So that's why I'm thinking like, oh, that's probably cloud, and then this side is the sky.
So where
Where like all the way. That's what I would imagine. Is it happening? It's happening. It's good.
I'm really good with that. Colors. So
That's all it's clouds are. It's not a common thing to be good at abstract. So. It's not a common thing to be good at abstract. So it's like I was thinking like there's a whole area of all of that. See? Oh, step back. See it? So it's like now we got this big huge cloud here, warmer, and we got a big old blue sky. See it? Yeah.
and like for how it's like red in here or. Am I shining the white here or shining like this?
You know? Have a little fun. I mean, it's not gonna be your only cloud painting, you know? You can do more, so take some risks.
A little bit over here too.
All right, good stuff.
She's a baker, so it takes her a while.
There it is.
I already messed it up. I figured it out, but I already messed it up.
Oh, yeah. You're using some challenging paint,
Yeah,
so.
I see what you mean by that.
Yeah.
or the experience is different.
Yeah. So we got the shadows here. I see the clouds happening. I think you just probably need an extra layer of paint on there. Just kind of focus on the hard line. So that's all it is. It's just hard line. Soft transitions.
You can use them.
Shadows, you're doing a great job with what you got.
Yeah.
So keep it up. You have a good time? All right.
Like, I loved it.
That's good. I'm happy that you're having a good time. That's right. Yeah. You don't get better, you have a good time. What's your name? Patty. Okay. Bryce. Mr. Bryce or
Just too happy, just to my interest.
Yeah, like, what's
mean,
that brand all about? It's
I
like
don't
really
know,
awesome.
it's very like 1940s.
It's like you're awesome, like you're the bee.
Big is me.
I know.
What do you know what that was from? No clue, okay.
I gotta look it up now.
I'm excited to see what you come up with later on this semester. It can only get better, that's good. That's good. Alright. You gonna join the class?
Oh, no, I go back to work.
Oh.
Do you want me to put my name, do you need me to put my name down or put my name down? on the
Yeah,
other
if
class?
we can, that'd be great.
Maybe on the other class. Oh,
Yeah.
my phone isn't. as far.
Why not both? And then you'd be getting all the emails of what's going on and, you know, if we don't have any.
access, I can take care of it. I'm her daughter.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my phone so I don't get my students.
You don't need it. You're good.
Does Israel
Oh, no,
need
no,
it?
I'm done. Thank you so
No.
much. I appreciate it.
I have all the stuff for you guys. All right.
I thought you were saying you needed more people in this class.
Yes. He's definitely in need of help.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can sign up, but just not go.
Yeah, I have the papers,
Okay.
so I can have you sign up here. I don't need an ID number.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, did anyone else want to help out Israel's class?
Do you need a
Yeah.
pen?
Okay.
I would, but it conflicts with my other
I
class.
think I have pens.
I have class at the same time, basically.
I feel like a crazy person going in my bag all the time, like Mary Poppins or something. Yeah, I got pencil.
Just like that, yeah.
Do we need to sign in?
I'd be happy to help, because I don't mind to say that.
So-
Even if you're waitlisted
Uh,
for a
no,
class,
no, I'll take the
then
clock.
you
Don't
can-
throw it away.
Oh, okay.
You have to drop
Maybe
it.
throw it away.
Before you-
Okay, alrighty, I'll see you next time.
Yeah, so she's recovering from a massive stroke.
Mhm.
So this is like.
That's amazing. I'm so glad that she's here.
Yeah, me too, like literally like on the planet Earth.
Yes. Oh, it's so scary.
We lost her twice. We brought her back with singing and like love and the nurses were like, we don't know how you did it. They thought she was
That's amazing. The power of the arts.
love and family and I trained as an opera singer and I did that for a while before I had my family.
Wow.
And I still perform down at the symphony and with the Pacific Chorale. Yeah, but my job is like education, so
Yeah.
I took family leave. But now, and then it was summer, so that worked out. Now I think I can work next week. So.
Oh, she's gonna fit right in. I think
Yeah,
she's
and
gonna be
it's
so
her hand
fun.
too, because she's a pharmacist, but she trained as a concert pianist.
Wow.
And yes, yesterday I heard somebody playing the piano, and I turned around, and it's her. So she's starting to get it. And she looked at me like, did I just do that?
I swear, I feel like the arts, you get a crazy like determination, and you can just get through the yuck.
Yep, that's what
To
woke her up
get
was
to
music.
to
She
the
wouldn't
beauty.
wake up, yeah.
Here, let me get the class thing. NOC
Oh, the CRN?
schedule. Yeah.
Okay, well, I gotta sign it too. This is all null, I don't sign it.
I was trying. I haven't really been paying so much love, so it's starting to come back to me, but it's not so awkward.
She's in the choir too, the senior choir,
Mhm.
that. Trying to
Okay,
keep her
so-
busy.
So you wanted this is for you or her?
For me,
Okay. So
okay, could I do both?
yeah,
Even if she doesn't
you
know?
could just put it all the way all down there.
Her as well?
Yeah. So for this class, this is the codes. The two of them because it's a 4-hour class.
I think so.
But, so do you need help here?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, does that help your numbers?
Definitely.
Okay, okay.
So 5, 2,
Yeah, because she's already signed up online
Beginner, so I just need,
and
to work with that he's working with.
with both of those.
Yeah.
I might check out the other guy's class and it's just.
is
Is.
Separate Senior Center. Okay, so that class.
Oh, that's a different one.
So yeah, this is for this one.
Okay,
So there's two of them for this one.
yeah,
Just because it's a 4-hour class, so
Like you said, that
we
was.
kind of split it up, but it's all part of the same.
yeah, yeah.
And then for Israel's class, it's
Yeah, and I'm just hoping to find another class that has a pro. That's all good.
Have you tried? What class?
of course. Hey, do you know Glenda is doing good? How's she doing?
She called us yesterday, said she gotta do something.
Which is fine, I want to.
Well, All right, I'll be posting it up. It's on YouTube already. So
Okay, but since I have your attention, what is the difference between wash and watercolor? I'm not here.
so today I'm working in the sense of watercolor, but we'll be getting into more wash-like painting. This is just more. It works with everybody right now. But yeah, kind of getting.
But it seems, the material itself seems a lot like watercolor.
Today, yeah, we're working with it in a watercolor setting.
That's a process.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll be doing more drawing too. So. Okay, sorry. I guess it was 5, 2, 9.
I have tons of, this is the, tons of,
1, 4.
So bad about it.
Okay. So is it just one?
That's it? Bingo. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Thank you.
Keep doing this. This is supporting free education.
That's right.
Gotta do that.
That's right.
All right.
For watercolor, you just need to use water, you don't need to use soap to clean the brush.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very easy on the brushes.
This is watercolor and it's dry next week, and I can still wet it and paint it.
Yes. So it's just like those palettes of like dried paint.
Just get wet and then you can.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just basically very similar, not the same thing.
Okay. I don't have a copy.
Yeah. So I mean, you can let it dry, and then it's transportable. I've done that with gouache as well. So, don't throw it away.
It looks bad.
It's about, I mean, it's about just confident brush strokes and like,
And patience. See this? I try to do the second layer too fast and I lift the bottom. I need to be patient.
but.
That's why
You wanna give it, you got it. It's so fun. It's like the best part. Ooh, I like white line.
So, yeah, like you said, it's sad to see, but you know, it's part of our living.
Do you like the shadows? To one side.
No.
Highlights out. Highlights thing out here. Hard edge.
Again, the white is not white enough. I want to be a pure water color. Without using.
I think.
Yeah, so, I don't, it's so wet.
Thank you. Oh, is that yours?
That's mine.
Okay.
No, I think.
No problem.
I definitely. So, like you said.
So, yeah, it's just about keeping those edges hard, and I think you're just brushing over it so much that you're scraping off.
I get 8 to 9 days at free.
So, say for example, I let it dry now, totally dry. Then I go over again to make the edge, hard.
But,
To make
yeah,
it
but no, it's all good.
deeper.
It wouldn't be a pain or anything.
That's
Oh, you started
Well, like, he's on.
or just leave it alone.
No. You're
Start down the
good.
line.
My dad is something Ryan.
Yeah.
My dad is
I
like,
wanna see.
his line sharp, like, he doesn't like being sound, but his line is sharp, basically his line is good.
Just
His
curious.
father
I
was
just don't
from
think, maybe you
Ukraine,
should start using enough
and he
water.
would have looked at it.
Too much water.
Like the
I don't know.
his line is really, really sharp. But his mother, got
Just
like.
watch how you do it.
So we would
Well,
try
you
to
got
find
longevity.
Just get like a good watch.
Like 109.
Where it
I
is, where it's like,
I wanna, yeah, so that's good. It's been a long time for a while, but I didn't really know my line was so sharp, so I think I got lucky.
I think you got your dad's genes.
Oh my god, I made it those jeans. Yeah, but she was doing it early on.
Oh, yeah.
you should have-
No, yeah, I got it.
Light
We'll see you
green.
next week.
Just do a nice
Oh, and
solid
yeah,
square.
yeah,
I can draw a square.
Absolutely.
Let's
so
say,
nice.
Thank you. Hi, see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'll see you next week. I'm excited. Alright.
Okay. Can you make it? Okay.
I just wanna see how you get around all these shapes here.
As long as you enjoy it, you'll get better. It's fun. If you think of it as fun, you'll get better and you'll find stuff that you like.
Right.
If some of these people have been painting like for years, you're not gonna, it's like when you learn how to write, you know, like you gotta learn the letters first and then.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like you're having fun.
Yep.
Cause this stuff's hard, you know, like people, it's, you know, you're not gonna pick all of it up, you'll pick some of it up. And the next time you do it, you'll pick a little bit more up.
I'm doing it wrong.
And then it'll all start making sense.
Yeah, exactly.
She said that if you do this
Thank you.
first, you're gonna have a
Well,
line.
you're welcome.
So she was doing like this,
Mhm,
and then going down.
mhm.
Without, so the way I did, I will create a, but I don't,
Mm,
that depends on what kind of effect you want, right?
mhm. Okay,
Oh, that's beautiful.
so that's pretty good. Okay, so what I think is probably happening is you probably don't have enough like
Paint, I'm like,
paint. Well, see what happens is, yeah, I'm gonna do another one. Just squiggle here and squiggle here. So, like if I was to get this, I'd put this in the middle here, get a good amount there, and make a nice puddle first before you even get started. So you get a nice puddle that's all of the same consistency and amount of paint. Because, especially for a really large area, okay, I'll go over this one more time.
Are you concentrating on like lilies or on like?
You can check this out. This is just helpful. No, this is more to do with a painting like
How to
flat
apply
areas.
the paint.
It's beautiful from like from where I'm sitting. If you were to stand over here and smoothly apply it, it looks good.
So, but the trick here is that you need to have a big puddle of a consistent one type of color.
Mm.
And so what's gonna happen here is that now that you're working from that one type of puddle, it's never gonna change, it's never gonna have more white in it, it's never gonna have more green in it. It's always gonna be this consistent amount of water to paint. Whereas if you had just pulled in from here, sometimes added more water, sometimes added more paint, then you start getting these patches and stuff. You're working consistently, then you're always gonna have that same amount.
Okay.
And then you only have to worry about once. But let's just say we wanted to get a nice transition now. I'm already seeing there's too much water here. You see it? So I can kind of get some of that water. We can soak this up. That's just do it consistently. So there's a lot of water in there. So maybe I'll soak some of this up. This is tricky. I messed it up.
It's too wet.
Yeah. But that's kind of the trick there.
Okay.
And then let's just say I wanted it to be darker on the top, get some of that pure green, kind of just
Even when it's still wet.
a little bit.
Oh, okay.
What brand paint is that?
This is
Some kind of
art
thing from Netherlands,
From where?
from Holland. What's the
Oh,
name?
the colors are just so beautiful. Like the
Our
richness,
creation.
our creation. So it's like really good paint.
Nah, it's a cheap one. I got it at art supply store.
Oh, but you know, like if you look at the beauty of the green, like that, it's really pretty.
I mean, so much. I mean, what's the paper you're using?
This one? Not very good. Cheap one. $5. 12 cheap.
Yeah. That might be a thing of it too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I have the same one.
Did you go to the art school?
Yes.
Art supply?
That's what I got.
Ooh,
I
yes.
love this.
That's gonna be nice
Yes.
to go.
Travel. Yeah.
Yeah. You make your little kit just like I do.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Ooh, what's the adventure?
I think, I don't.
What's the
get
challenge?
Your email,
Oh, okay. It's
so I don't know. when my
oh
email
yeah,
is.
create gradients of all your colors. Yeah, that sounds kind of boring. Red to yellow, red to green. Ah, that sounds boring. I'd say, I don't know.
I'm gonna pick this up.
Paint a
and
landscape, paint the sky that you see in your backyard.
Okay.
That sounds so much better, and it matches with what we're doing.
So Bryce, I don't think I get your email.
No email? Okay, let me see, make sure that you're signed up for the class. Oh no, I need to double check.
Till December,
December?
both sessions.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, my brain farts.
I can give you my email address.
Let me here. It's just gonna take a second. What's your last name?
Wijay.
Okay, I got you.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you,
I checked my junk. I didn't see it.
do you want me to check?
Yes.
Yeah. I can also try to get you onto Canvas, so you can have that on your phone, so you can see it there too.
So I have this thing called Boxby.
Oh, here's
Made in
Brushy
bliss.
Lemon. Thank you.
Of course. All right. Yeah, these are fun, huh?
Which
I-
one?
The calligraphy brush?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I'm a sucker.
So, that looks really good from a
Yeah.
distance. It really does. It's like up close that, you
Yeah,
know.
the water
Yeah.
and the grass is just picture perfect. It's actually insane.
Yes, yes. And then I think
It's actually insane.
even on
I'm
the
like-
apricot one, right? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Or is that the, yeah.
So excited.
I just need to fix this part like
I
right
had the-
here. It's driving me crazy.
There's not many braces out there, so
Yeah.
that's kind of the first thing I do.
How do I fix this?
So go in my inbox.
Mm. Okay. Oh, no, that's Bruce. Brace. No, not there. Interesting. Do you use a different email when you signed up?
No,
Or did
I
you-
have only one.
I wonder if maybe
Maybe I
they
didn't
misspelled
sign up.
it or.
Yeah, maybe they misspelled.
Okay, is it okay if I download the Canvas app?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
please.
Do you know your login stuff? Did you sign in from the computer? Do you remember?
Yes.
You did. Okay, cool. That's gonna make things easy.
I don't know. Let's
We'll
try.
find out.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll find
okay.
Don't forget yours.
Oh. It's always on your desk. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're missing anything. Is that what it was?
Okay, so this is with the school. This is the Canvas student. There it is.
Do you have your Miss Kitty? Or you have it, I see
Hello
it.
Kitty, yes, I got my Miss Hello Kitty. Yes. Okay, so I think you have to sign it with your finger there.
Did I
And now
do that?
it's just download.
Oh my God, it worked. Look right here.
Yeah.
Any way to, how do I fix right there? I think about right in there, it just didn't kind of.
Yeah, I think just on moving on. That's what I'd say. Sometimes if you just kind of give it a day and see if it still bothers you, because I don't think it will.
I'm loving the apricot
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna kind of fix this up when I get the white,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and
Cool.
the white in here, that'll do it.
Yep. And this is gonna be
Cyprus?
north
NOC?
and yeah.
There we go.
It's okay. And yeah. Okay, so no, it's gonna be North Orange County. North Orange. There it is, continuing it, that's us. And then this is your username and password.
I'll have to go home and do this part.
Okay,
It is
so,
saved, right?
so, yeah, so once you sign in there,
Mhm.
I'll show you what it will look like. Cause it's very similar, if not the same to me. So it'll log on and then it'll look like this. So it'll go up to dashboard and
Ah,
it'll say your
awesome.
class.
Okay.
I
might have, okay, maybe I'll see it.
And then down here, that's the inbox. So
Oh, I
that's
see.
where you'll see all the messages that I'll have. You can set a notification on your phone so that
Okay.
whenever I message,
Right,
this will give you that message,
okay,
notification.
okay.
You can check with the school about the email thing, because I don't know about that.
Okay, I will. Actually, Wednesdays I go there, so I'll check with it.
Yeah, maybe there's like misspelling, or maybe it's under somebody else's email. I don't know if somebody else, like, I don't know. It could be a whole bunch of things.
Okay, thank you, Bryce.
All right. Sure thing.
Bye, everyone, see you next week.
Bye.
Can't wait to see you again. Are you coming back on Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking that one and I was trying to find like one more. I was going to Israel so that in class, like they call it, they only go to
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, feel free, I mean, because I'm basically gonna be teaching the thing twice.
right,
So if you wanted to kind of have your own projects on Monday, I mean, you could kind of play around with things there. Like disregard everything.
you know what though, like, it's like, when I first did it on Monday, it was
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
I did it again and told my other two friends, and I said, this is terrible, better. I do it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think for now I'm okay. It's about
Sure.
bugs me too much on the project.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, don't feel trapped. Like,
Yeah.
alright,
If I can watch my stuff, I'll use the bank.
sure thing. You wanna buy it?
Oh, shut
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've never done that, that's terrible.
Do you know that, like, some of those people right there, and right in the back, are national artists. I mean, they're incredible artists.
Oh yeah, no, it's super cool, but I mean, some of these people, like they've been painting for 2 years. They just stick it with me.
Oh, yeah. But do they
It's
still
gotta
have
say
that
something, right?
Yeah, actually, I was going to stay only for 3 hours, but I told my husband, I'm going to stay all till 4 days.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna kind of let you guys free, like, oh, you know, you guys could just paint whatever now, you know?
No, I actually like the fact that you're having a class, because, like, I can paint whatever I want at home, and I'm kind of like having a block. That's why, you know, this is better.
Yeah.
I like the class situation where we're learning. That's how you make that look, you know, good. That's how you get that out of the awkward stage. This is how we do it.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, having somebody show you when you're stuck is like, it's just like.
Also, it's enjoyable for me. Like I'm able to just paint and have some fun too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a win-win. And I was watching this one video. I'm sorry if you have to go. Do you have to go? I'm so chatty.
7 minutes, it'll be fine. I'll go
Okay.
from my station over the coffee, so we'll go.
I was watching this video on language
Oh, yeah?
learning, teaching, and this guy was talking about like the best way to teach. He was teaching Thai,
Okay.
and the best way that he found for all the students was that like none of the students would speak; they would just watch these two people talking to each other.
Oh, immersive.
Yeah, and like I feel like in a way I'm kind of doing that.
You are like.
But like I'm just letting you guys speak though. Which I think is important in art a little more so.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll get stuck in your head thinking you're gonna do it in the way. And it won't be that.
Yeah, and then like don't know why.
Thank you.
Right, bye-bye.
Bye. See you next time. But it'll feel like overwhelming. They just want you out. You gotta let them stay.
I fought off a burglar. So I threw him out the window. He was
Really?
gonna take your stuff.
I thought someone broke in your apartment.
No, I'm just protecting your stuff.
Thank you, thank you.
I just got a few bruises and I think a broken rib.
Yeah.
But
Other human stuff, yeah.
But yeah, it's so funny. Art is so much like a language. You can say so much with it.
Yeah.
But for me, like for this class, it's all about study and how to speak through it.
I have to get ready, like, I had a lot of damage to my hand,
Mm.
so it can look, like, the brush strokes look coarse. But I found out with some of the detailing, I can get it looking fantastic, it doesn't look coarse anymore. So, like, you know, this.
It's probably more of a strength than anything.
Oh, yeah?
It's probably more of a strength than anything.
Why is it a strength?
Well, so many people get caught up in the details where
Yeah.
they have to do every single little pebble and leaf brush and all this stuff where
It's not
it's
really
just
natural.
if you just scribble it in,
Yeah.
you'll capture it. And you'll capture it in a more interesting and exciting way. I mean, that's why the Impressionists were so popular. It's not because they were doing all the details. It's not because they were like trying to like make hyper realistic, photorealistic art. No, it's because they didn't care about that. They cared about how does it feel overall. and you don't need as much as you think you need.
Photorealistic to me generally looks kind of cartoonish and it looks ugly. Abstract is gorgeous colors and moves and swirling, colors.
Mhm.
It's like passion, it's all this good, cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like think of a Monet with that, he's like half blind and he's
Mm,
painting his heart out with these swirling leaves and stuff. But
mhm.
I still want to be able to do the detail work though.
Oh yeah, it does come in handy. I need to probably be better at it, honestly. I always am like, I'm done. But
It's like everything, because it takes the painting out of that awkward, it doesn't look right, that's a beginner stage, and oh damn, that's good. And just a little bit of stippling or that trip at the brush,
mhm.
and suddenly, oh man, that looks good. This opens up new worlds. So it's all good.
Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna.
It feels so good. All right, yeah.
I was actually really done. I wish I could help this girl with this class, but literally they won't even. My stone classes.
Yeah.
Directly conflicting.
I know. I've told my bosses, I'm like, if people wanted to take the class, they would take it. Like, because I know students here, like they're like, oh yeah, well I'm interested, but it's just like some people don't like the mornings. Some people.
He doesn't have enough time. Like,
Yeah.
what it is like so stone classes are very popular. A
Mhm.
lot of older ladies love sewing,
Mhm.
and they love their machines.
Mhm.
So that class is like chock full of people that would normally be doing the art class. They were during both classes. So I went from the sewing class, and a bunch of them were there. So we can't take it because if the times overlap even a tiny bit, they won't let you register for it. Even if you have one that you're waitlisted for and you can't go, you have to get it off the wait list.
Mhm.
Like you actually have to drop it before they'll let you register. So he's just a victim of bad time. Is it possible for him to change